は絶対に勝てるわ。このベータにお任せあれ。私の勘がそう言ってるの。
Hello everybody, Vigo Shadow here, and today we have a new banner that I'll be looking at, but it's not really new. It is a revival banner. This is the Bunny Girls revival banner, and we have Queen of Luck Alexia and Clever Bunny Beta. Now, before I actually go into the characters themselves, I'll actually be checking out a couple new things that this banner will be doing. So they have this one-on-one test thing here, and then they also have casino coins for exchange. So, and with this revival event as well, they're also doing login rewards, so I'm actually going to pull that up right here. So here's the image for the login rewards and what you can get. So obviously you can get a couple things. A lot of it is casino coins. So we'll be going into the exchange for that, and then we'll be doing the one-on-one test. So let me just do the one-on-one test here right now. So you can choose either Beta or Alexia. So let's go ahead and choose Beta first. So yeah, if you didn't notice there, it changes the music. So like right when they're talking in the beginning, and then it goes right into this background with the slow, like a more I guess kinda lo-fi, like chill version of the song. I really like this. I like the background, I like the aesthetic. Of course the character is a bonus, but you know, yeah, either way, like this, like, I think just having this is like just like a background, because this will change, like anything that really changes the music is something that I really like in, like, for the characters, for especially like if you have like one on your home screen with one-on-one. So we'll actually choose one of the dialogue options right here. So let's actually do with image change. Oh, I actually want to see what this one is. Yep, Lord Shadow prefers it long. Yep. So there we have that, and then we can actually easily transition into Alexia here, so let's go ahead and do that. Coin. I just like how much she towers over Sid. Like, he must be laying... Oh, I suppose, like, to pick up the coin. Yeah, I just love that theme. Just the slowed down version of this track. So let's go to the one-on-one time here. Let's go the type I like. Yep, typical Alexia fashion. Alright, so that's what the one-on-one looks like. I then will be going into the... So yeah, I'm going to go into the exchange next, so you get to see more of that. Okay, so for the events or whatever, since it's the revival banner, they have a campaign going for the Clever and Lucky. Essentially, all this stuff is going to be locked, so nothing hunt, no exchange. It really hurts to see that I had a lot of things to exchange there. But essentially, what this is, like, campaign is this little handy-dandy thing right here, the items. You can get more shards for these characters that are on the revival banner. Only do it if you have the characters. If you don't, it's going to be pointless. So that's all I have to say to that. So you can get them up to SS Plus or SS Plus Plus if you have the characters and you want to take them a little bit further. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to Masquerade, and then you're going to go to exchange, because we are getting casino coins with the login. So if you go to the casino chips, you can spend 1,000 casino chips on these premium magic candies, or you could do 1 coin for 10. So if I wanted to, let's see, you can max it out, just use all the chips, and I'd get like 3,000 event coin. But let's just spend it on a couple of these premium candies here. So I spent on 10 premium candies there. So you could do it that exchange with the chips right there. Otherwise, you could play this fun mini game. They brought it back with the revival Cards of Shadow. So let's go into that real quick. Yeah, so we get a cool little scene there with Alexia. It could swap between Alexia or Beta. So let's see if I can try to get the Beta. Because I think, yep, there she is. But yeah, essentially you can play blackjack. So you can do all the way up to like playing off of 1 coin. Or you can play off of the max bet, which would be the 1,000 coins. Oh, 17. Well, let's see here. I'll just stand. Dang. There's no way I could have beat that. But yeah, you could definitely like play this, and that's what you could use your chips on that, something like that, to see if you could try to get more chips if you want to get more into the let's just go ahead and double. Yeah, and that seemed to actually work out in my favor there. So I bet 1,000, I doubled it, and I got my money back, essentially. So you could play the Cards of Shadow minigame. So that's the 2 things that the revival has brought back. It brought back the casino coins that you can exchange, or you could use it to play that minigame, which is also fun as well. But yeah, let's move on. Now let's move on to like magic gear and stuff. Alright, so before we get into the characters here, we have some character details. So I wanted to show the advertisements here. So for Clever Bunny Beta, we have Yellow Elemental Supporter with highest attack gets a mega damage boost. Now this is kind of sounding like the Beta, like Shadow Observer, where they're just buffing the highest attacker. So if that's the case, that'd be like a pretty good pairing to have her and then the Observer with like a really good yellow. Now both of these are yellow units, so we have Alexia Midgard here as a yellow healer, super supporter, also destroys enemies with her secret technique. So let's see let's see what the destroys part is. I just like that advertisement there. Anyway, let's go down to both of their magic gear. So let's just check it out. So for Beta, we have House Special. Each time damage is inflicted, raises defense of random enemy by 0.50 for 40 seconds. Cooldown time of 5. Raises defense of random enemy. I hope it's not that. I'm just going to assume that, because essentially that'd be buffing the enemies. I'm just going to assume that it's either random ally or debuffs the defense of an enemy by that amount for 40 seconds. And if that is the case, then that will stack not super significantly, because it's like we're not even looking at a percent there. But we have a cooldown of 5, so essentially you can get a percent in 10 seconds, and then with a maximum of less than 6% for the whole wave. So it's not really looking like this is pretty good. So honestly, this magic gear is actually not that great, unless the special effects part of it is wrong. And then we have High Roller's Blade for Alexia. At the start of the wave, raises damage received of a single ally with the highest defense by 25% for 20 seconds. These just sound like debuffs. I just don't know. What? Raises damage received of a single ally with the highest defense by 25%. So, yeah, you're gonna have an ally with the highest defense get absolutely slaughtered. I'm just going to see, like, this is probably maybe like an attacker. So, giving, like, damage received of, like, maybe a single enemy. Maybe they are supposed to flip these two. So, enemy with the highest defense, 25% for 20 seconds. If that's the case, that's pretty good. Either way, this one's not really a good magic gear, but this one, if it is raises damage received of a single enemy, that's not bad. That's actually pretty nice to have. Kind of like mid-tier for the magic gear. The magic gears are kind of a flop, I'm not gonna lie. Besides this one here, the highest defense. If it raises the damage received on the highest defense, like in Arena, it'd be the tank. That'd be pretty good for 20 seconds. Alright, so I'm also going to go into the stats for both of them. So let's go ahead, and because I could flip between the two. So let's just see the max stats on Beta here. So here we have power to healing boost. Then we have healing boost to overheal. And there it is for the grouping. I think it's just a regular grouping there. And then here we have Alexia. Let's just see the max stats on her. Here is power to healing boost. Healing boost to overheal. Has some overheal there, of course, like most healers do. And then human and Midgar for the grouping. So yeah, that's the stats right there. I'm going to hop in and do Alexia Midgar first. So I'll cover her abilities, and then I'll move on to Beta then. So yeah. Alright, so here we have Queen of Luck Alexia Midgar. So let's see what this mega destroyer of a healer can do. First we're going to check out her ultimate, Throw of Fate. That's that one wheel with the knife. I like that. I like that, the way that one looks. I think it's very appealing. But we're going to go ahead and hit this. Recovers HP of all allies by 200% of attack. Raises attack of one attacker by 20% for 7 seconds. And inflict 300% damage on random enemy. So right off the bat, I could tell you that this is a pretty good heal. Any healer that can recover the HP of all allies are much better than ones that can cover a certain radius or only recover HP of an ally, of one ally. But you'll see, like, pretty much like for a lot of healers, the HP is gonna recover for all allies if it is an ultimate usually. So this is not bad of a heal. I'd say it's pretty maybe standard for the hidden technique. But what really goes on here is raises attack of one attacker by 20% for 7 seconds. So that's not bad. I wish it was a little bit more on this, like more seconds though. But essentially what you do is you'd use this ultimate, or this hidden technique with that attacker that has the buff, and then, yeah, go immediately after with that ultimate, and you'll see a lot of damage going there. And then it also inflicts, like, 300% damage on a random enemy. This is, like, pretty standard damage for any attacker for, like, or, like, actually a little bit on the lower side, maybe, for, like, a standard, like, regular skill. So, I mean, regardless, damage is damage, but it's not a whole lot, so this portion there isn't too good. I mean, but we're not going to complain here because this is a 3-in-1 hidden technique, where some hidden techniques are only one. So, not bad, especially with the raises the attack. So not only are you healing all allies, but you're raising the attack of one attacker if only it was the whole team. Let's see what it looks like awakened here. It doesn't change the value on the HP, but you get 200% more damage. Nothing to boast about there, I think. And then good significant 10% boost there. So not bad for Throw of the Fate on the Awaken there. Now let's check out her next skill here. It is Drink Up. So recovers HP of a single ally with the lowest HP by 100% of attack. Further raises the defense by 10% for 10 seconds. So this one's not bad. I think, like, it's a pretty standard heal with that 100% there. Mainly it's like the further raises defense by 10% for the 10 seconds. So whoever's getting hurt the most is going to get that defense raise that they should. So I think that's really good. I like that. But essentially, so far, we only have one skill, which is the hidden technique that will heal all allies. This one's still recovering just one, but I think that's pretty standard on most healers, I think. So either way, that's not bad. And then what does this look like when it's awakened? We actually have an additional thing. So the values stay the same, but there's something additional when awakened, so you're gonna want to see that on the roadmap. Further raises the attack by 15% for 10 seconds if yellow elemental. So I mean, imagine getting your attack raised, and this is like a single ally though. Raising that single ally's attack by 15% for 10 seconds, and then also getting that throw of fate on top of that with another like whopping either 20 or 30%, and then hitting that all, that'd be really good. But it's very RNG for them both to land there. But still, not a bad. You definitely want to see this in the roadmap early. Let's go to the next one then. Looks like a damage skill. It's Oopsies is what it's called. So inflicts 50% damage on a single enemy with the highest attack, and poison them for 10 seconds. Further inflicts dark for 5 seconds. So what I'm going to say right off the bat is that this damage value, you could just forget about it because that's nothing noteworthy. That's like just mainly that's like a poke to the enemy, so it's not that good. But here's the thing though, right? The poison for 10 seconds, which is not bad, but then further inflicts dark for 5 seconds. Now, I could see this having a lot of potential in PvP, mainly because you're targeting the highest attacker, and you're essentially blocking out or like lowering their accuracy for 5 seconds and then poisoning them, so you can get more damage on that highest attacker, which is good. I think you always want to take out that. As far as like questing, another thing goes, like it's not bad. You're still hitting like 2 status effects, so I mean it's a 3-in-1 skill. Can't really complain. I think it would be better suited if it was more of like a skill that boosted the team rather than debuff the enemy team, because we have a lot of boosts as is right now, so more boosts would have been better. What this looks like awakened is not that good actually. Only a 50% damage increase and 2 more seconds on the dark. That's just like 2 seconds goes by like that. It's like super quick, and then 50% more damage, still a poke. Maybe like using 2 fingers to poke instead of 1. That's how I think of that. Now this last skill here, let's check it out. Queen of Luck grants ongoing HP recovery by 4% of attack on yellow elemental allies by 4% until surviving allies fall below 5. So I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like HP recovery moves that much, but at least with the HP recovery move, if it's on all elemental allies, the whole team is getting healed consistently for the whole wave. So if you think of it like that, that's actually very good. The only thing is it's just a very small amount. So if we want to get to like 100%, we're gonna have to wait like, I'd say like 25 seconds probably for like a full one, or like for not I wouldn't say full heal now, just 100%, like this standard heal right here. If you want to get to that 100% that procs off right there, you are going to have to wait 25 seconds, which is like pretty much half the wave. For this one, however, when it's awakened, it's a 4% boost. So there's that. There is that. 8% on of attack on yellow. 3%. Yep. And then for this one, you're going to be waiting like definitely less time. So like probably like 15 seconds instead of 25, so you probably want to see that on the roadmap as well. The only thing this skill is not really good for is PvP, because your surviving allies is probably going to plummet right away. Just going by like how PvP goes, in order to make that really good, you have to have like a team that you're kind of like trying to wear out the other one using a bunch of shields, and even then it's a pain. But yeah, this skill could be pretty good for questing, especially to keep getting consistent heal going for the whole wave, as long as nobody dies, which they shouldn't. So all in all, this healer is actually pretty good. I mean, for a yellow healer, I mean, how does she stack up against the other ones now? So we're going to go ahead and take a look because, like, should I have this one, or should I really go for this one as a yellow healer since I like the character? And would it be viable to switch it for something like Gamma? Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that Beta, she is down there because she has, like, she also has an ongoing heal. Let me just go ahead and showcase it there. This is the ongoing recovery by 12% of attack, so that's better, but that's also an ultimate, and this one is just 100% for the Awakened here. Now, this one's by 50%, so her heal is actually less desired than the other ones. I think what she does more is, like, healing boosts, and like, let's see here, like another, like, debuff on the enemy team. So it's kind of in the same category, but I'm just going to say right now that Queen of Luck heals better than Beta. Now, Gamma, though, on the other hand, that one is a pretty good healer. So this one is actually recovers of H. It only does one thing, whereas the Queen of Luck does 3 things on top of that for the hidden technique. But this is actually a considerable amount. It's only 50% more, but I mean, still pretty good for a substitute yellow one. And this is also with lowest HP. That standard heal there, magic healing, and then here is the 2 buffs one. So this is like what you kind of want to see with the healer, right? At the start of the wave, raises healing boost of all yellow elemental allies by 50%. You want to see that. There is no such thing with Queen of Luck, and then raises defense of a single ally with highest defense for 30% for 10 seconds. Recovers 20% if it's yellow elemental. The only thing that this one doesn't have is an ongoing heal the whole wave. You know what I mean? So I mean, but it makes up for it with the healing boost buffs. So all in all, I would say that I would probably prefer Gamma. But this one, well, here's the thing. See, Gamma doesn't have 3-in-1 moves too. So like, it's kind of a toss-up between Alexia, Midgar, Queen of Luck. If you seriously want this unit, and you're like, well, I want to have the best healer, like yellow healer for my team, this is probably your go-to, but Training Hard Gamma is a very, very good runner-up because it has 2 boost moves with 2 good heal moves, so you really can't complain there. I think one of the biggest things is this ongoing HP recovery, although it's like it can be definitely situational depending on the boss you're fighting, so I mean it can help in some situations, but the biggest takeaway is that this is the whole wave unless somebody dies. So I think I really like that for that factor. So yeah. Alright, so before we move on, let's go ahead and take a look at, I like to do the full arts now. So for this specific art, I really, really like this one. Not just for the character, no. I'm not too much of an Alexia fan anyway, but either way, it has just the lighting of the bar room looks pretty good, all the drinks there, and then of course this concoction that she has is the most attractive with the color on it, the gleam. I just really like this art. It's very visually appealing, and then herself just stands out from the rest of the background while also making the background look pretty good. I like that. So yeah, that's a pretty good art that I like, and it's actually another bonus if you have that character and then you get that one-on-one time with that different theme. That's also really cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Awakening roadmap here. So right off the bat, we have Queen of Luck right at A1. That is awesome. Having that early because you get that 4% boost. Like, it's only 4%, but it's the whole wave. So you can't really complain. So that's awesome to have her at A1 even. So A1's pretty good right off the bat. And then we also have Drink Up, which is the one that we wanted right away because it adds an additional thing. Further raises attack by 15% for 10 seconds if yellow elemental. Right off the bat, let me just tell you, stop. Stop at A2. Boom, you have it. Or actually, you know what? Stop at A3 because it has the add the magic gear slot at A3. And the rest of it just doesn't matter. I'm just going to say that flat out. It really does not matter. 2 more seconds for that, and then, or like, well, actually, this one's a 10% boost. So that one's pretty good. Throw of Fate's still pretty good, and then 200% more damage. I mean, damage is damage, but here's the thing of it all. Stopping at A3 or A2 is perfectly acceptable because these are probably your best skills out of the whole roadmap. So right now, she's got a very, very good roadmap for this character. But yeah, anyway, all in all, Queen of Luck, Alexia Midgar is not that bad. It's actually a pretty good healer. It might be better. I'd say it's probably like, it's definitely up there with Training Hard Gamma. So yeah, definitely gets my approval. Now let's move on to Clever Bunny Beta. Alright, so here we have Clever Bunny Beta. So I'm just going to go ahead and go right into her moves here. First we have her ultimate, which is called, or ultimate hidden technique, which is called Jackpot. Oh, I like the name on that one. Lowers the defense of all enemies by 3% multiplied by each target's total defense buffs for 3 seconds. So, we have some potential there, essentially. So, regardless, it's going to lower all the defense of all enemies, which is nice, by at least a base value of 3%. So it's not a super big amount for the defense, it just depends on how many buffs they have, really. So, by each target's total defense buff. So I'm wondering if it's... Because I'm wondering if it's taking, like, so if all enemies have one, like, if all enemies are buffed by one, if it's just, like, well, let's see here. By each target's total defense buff. So, if one target has buffed defense, like, up 5 times, then they're going to be lowering their defense by 15, but it's not going to lower all enemies by 15, I'm pretty sure. It just depends on the target. So, either way, they're getting debuffed by 3%. The biggest part here is canceling all defense buff effects after. That is so huge, because you're essentially just taking away all their defense that they have and then lowering it by even if it's 3%. Those buffs are out of the way. You're going to do some damage, so this is a good hidden technique to follow up with first. Then it further inflicts 1,200% damage, and that is actually, like, I'd say more on the weaker side for damage-wise for hidden techniques for attackers. When we see this awakened, we see it at 5% instead of 3, which is better. Definitely, it's still noteworthy, and then a 300% damage boost to that. I'd say nothing to boast about there. We're going to have to close that. And let's move on to her next skill. So here we have Exploding Dice, which sounds awesome. Raises own crit rate by 15% for 10 seconds. And then it inflicts 300% damage on a single enemy. Again, this is a 2-in-1 move. 300% damage, nothing that good there, but it's still, like I said, damage is damage. Raises your own crit rate by 15% for 10 seconds. Now that's good. Pair Exploding Dice up with that Jackpot, and you have a good combination there just for the base character itself. But, yeah. Now let's see what it looks like awakened. We have a 15% jump, which is definitely noteworthy. Raises own crit rate by 30%. Could potentially do the crits on the Jackpot there, so that's awesome. Let's see the next skill here. Joke's on You. Lowers attack of a single enemy with the highest attack by 15%. Not bad. Not bad for lowering it by that much. And then for 10 seconds on that, and then further inflicts slow for 5 seconds. Wow, that's huge. That's a definite debuff for sure. I could see that definitely working well in Arena, because essentially you're taking out the best unit they have for a grand total of at least, lowering their attack by 10 seconds and inflicting slow for 5, and that's, like, slow is brutal. For sure, even if it's 5 seconds, I think that's going to be pretty brutal. Now let's see what happens when it's awakened here. We jump to just 5%, so nothing too good on that for that. So we don't want to see this really on the roadmap, because it's only like a 5% increase. But yeah, not bad for the skill, because it is going to lower the attack, especially if a boss or anything in quest hits really hard, then yeah, you're going to definitely want that. Now let's check out this last skill here. Clever Bunny. So at the start of the wave, raises damage inflicted of support or ally with highest attack by 100% permanent. further increases damage inflicted by 100% if it's yellow elemental. So you can go up to 200% damage inflicted base value if it's yellow. Now let's see what happens if it's awakened, right? We have 400%. This is something you're definitely gonna want to see in the Awakening roadmap for sure. And this is a very unique skill. It's not often I find a skill like this, because essentially you're raising your supporter 400% more damage inflicted, which is absolutely insane. I'm not saying that this supporter ally is going to be doing, like, I mean, I wouldn't be counting on it for the damage aspect. Like, it probably would be able to do quite a bit of damage because of that value itself, which would be interesting to see how well, like, a supporter would hold up. Like, I'm wondering if it's, like, kind of like a Lambda Rose situation where the tank's doing just as much, if not more, than the attackers. And those kind of scenarios are very interesting to me. So this is very interesting for, like, probably, like, maybe even one of the best things she's got. Because essentially, you're making your healer probably, you know, I mean, especially, like, because, like, definitely healers play off of how much attack they have, and based on how much attack they have, and I'm not sure if that ties into damage inflicted, but, it probably doesn't. But either way, I mean, it's a very interesting concept, but if it does, essentially they'd be healing your team more. There'd be more value in their heals, essentially. Alright, so one last thing, we're gonna go, I already went over the stats, of course, we're gonna go into the art. We're going to full art. Here we have the casino chips on the table, she has the cards in her hand, there's coins everywhere, the lighting, it's just like, and just like the spotlight on beta, it's pretty cool. I like Alexia's a little bit better, but this one's just as good, I think, or a little, yeah, either way, I like them both, they're pretty good. I like these art's pretty good. Next we'll go into the Awakening roadmap. So here we have at A1 the Clever Bunny there. That's what you want to see actually for the supporter, so you get 200% more damage inflicted on your supporter. That's just crazy. Having her at A1 is going to be good. A2 is not bad for that 10% more for that crit rate. And then Magic Gear Slot at A3, so you could literally just stop at A3 and it'd be fine. Jackpot, it's just like that 2% value and then that, so that'd probably be her other noteworthy one. Joke's on You is not that bad, or probably not the best. So the really noteworthy one is A1, 3, and 5. You can obviously probably stop at A1 and still be really good with this character and put a lot of emphasis on the supporter. So yeah, that's what her Awakening roadmap looks like. As far as her other stuff goes, she doesn't really do a lot of damage, so I'm just gonna leave that out there. Like, her main, like, kind of like gimmicks is being able to debuff. So this is a type of attacking unit that definitely debuffs, with the last skill being an odd buff to the supporter. So it depends on how good, I mean, you have for your supporter there. If your yellow healer is really weak, like we're talking like Sherry Barnett weak, where like the starter healer, this is not good. But if you have like obviously the other counterpart, which would be Alexia, the Queen of Luck, this is probably really good. And usually when they have characters like that, they go hand in hand with each other. So, I mean, that would be a good pairing on its own. And then also the crit rate. So mainly this like combination of Exploding Dice and Jackpot would be pretty good. Especially, like, because here's the thing. The biggest thing on Clever Bunny Beta is the fact that she's just able to just strip away all of the defense buffs. Which, like, for bosses, like them raising their own defense and just like making them pretty much, I wouldn't say invincible, but just like much more tankier. You're able to just take that away, even if it's like, you know, for 7 seconds. It's still good, and hopefully they don't rebuff right after, so you can get in all your hidden techniques. That's just crucial. I feel like it has a lot of potential for hidden for like bosses and questing and stuff. But like, if we were to compare, so if we were to realistically compare Clever Bunny Beta to some of the other yellow attackers on the regular character pool, so I'll go ahead and do this. Obviously, I think I would place Clever Bunny Beta probably somewhere around the B-A tier. Well, maybe not, and then maybe not as far as A, probably B. Because I know right off the bat, I have covered this character already, but this one is so busted with her skills. So if you get Victoria, that's definitely an attacker you're going to want on your team. This one's pretty good because it's able to buff the single ally with the highest attack by 35%. So Shadow Observer is pretty good. And I think she could be an actual good unit for like a third yellow attacker if you don't have anything better. I mean, obviously, if you have Shadow Festival Alpha, then I wouldn't really worry about that. Like any SF like yellow attacking unit, you'd be good. Even if you didn't have this one, like obviously, remember your duty Zeta is pretty good too. Like so what I'm trying to say is this character is pretty good. It's pretty good standings for a yellow attacking unit, but I wouldn't go out of your way, like especially if you're trying to really be strategic with your teams. Like, oh, I need Clever Bunny Beta on my team for sure to make like the strongest or the best yellow team. That's not what I'm saying here. There's going to be better options, and Victoria is one of them, and I'm sure that more Shadow Festival units that are yellow, they're going to definitely outperform this character. Obviously, I like the character, I like the casino aspect of it, and if you just want it for like a fun event character and just have it in your team and would it work well, I'm gonna say yes. It does get the approval, like especially for like beginning teams, for sure. The fact that it can strip away all defense buffs is actually amazing, so it does make it worth it. You can make this character worth it and viable in your team. So I'll just leave with that. So I did cover Alexia, which is not bad for a healer for yellow. She can do pretty well. She's definitely up there. She's probably either at the same level as Training Hard Gamma or better. So, and then we have Clever Bunny Beta, which is like definitely up there. There are some attackers that outperform her on the regular character pool, but either way, yeah, these two characters are not bad at all. So I'll just leave you with that, and that's the end of the Lucky and Clever. I think that's what they call them. Yeah, Clever and Lucky Revival Bunny Girls event. So honestly, yeah, it's just, this one's not a bad event because we get this one-on-one testing that's pretty unique that they just now started, I believe, and then you can obviously exchange casino coins. You can play a little mini game. All in all, I really do like this revival event banner. And yeah, that's about it. Vigo, signing off.